there was essentially 3 different sections in there, right? They had the first off, did you call it that they didn't that it was literally only 1 level? Because remember he said he had, like, 5 different levels of players after that first round?
Uh-huh. I didn't catch
And
that.
okay, he said there are 5 different levels, and he
Mhm.
ranked them all at, like, 300 when there was really only, like, 50 of them or whatever it was,
Mhm.
so they would work harder.
Right.
So you didn't catch that at all?
I caught that part.
Okay. Did
I
you
didn't catch,
did you
like,
believe that?
the 300
Yeah.
part.
You were
Yes.
like, "Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
he hit
too."
that perfectly.
I did that too, and then I was disappointed and then not disappointed by it.
Mhm.
Like, I was disappointed because I was like, "Yo, I thought the saga was gonna get so much more fucking ridiculous."
Uh-huh.
And then, after, I watched a little more of it, I was like, "Yeah, I don't know how you do this show with that many fucking teams and people."
Yeah.
I was like,
That's what I was thinking too,
it'd
like,
be
they're just
fucking
gonna wipe out a
impossible.
bunch.
Yeah.
Right. I just thought they weren't gonna show a lot. Like, yeah, there's
Uh,
270, but I thought that they were gonna be like, "And this section is gone," kinda like, you know what I
gotcha.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
"And that
yeah,
section has been eliminated,"
yeah,
or whatever the fuck,
yeah, and
but
so but
yeah.
that leads to, like, the question I was gonna ask you to begin with, which was, which, like, selection did you like the most? Did you like the first selection where they just were on a team with their people, or when they got to pick people, and it was like
And do, like, the
you
4v4, 3v3,
grab a player through the losing
2v2,
team and all that shit. Yeah.
Red Robin or whatever they called it.
Yeah, which one
Uh,
did you prefer?
I like the full team one. I like it's just more realistic. You when you have
Mm,
11 people out there and you have all these egos trying to work together, it's the toughest thing to do. I mean, you're more hyper focused and it's probably cooler for the dialogue in the anime for the 4 player or the 3 player or the 2v2, whatever the case may
mhm.
be. It's better for the anime that way, but I feel like it's just more relatable when you have 11. That makes sense.
Yeah, see, and I actually like the opposite. I like the whole that
2v2,
progression 3.
3v3,
Yeah, because it forces you can't
4v4.
hide. You can't hide behind anybody.
Mhm.
Like, you just have to be good enough,
Mhm.
and that's just kinda it. You have to be good enough, and if you're not good
Yeah.
enough, you're gonna go the fuck home.
Right.
So you can't hide at all. Because even if if your team loses, you can still get picked up.
Right.
So if you're good enough, you're gonna get picked up. So
Well, and
there's really no hiding at all.
but I would argue the only argument to that I would have is that as a defender, that's your job. When you play defense, you do your job. You don't need to
Right.
score goals. So
That's
is
fair.
John Terry, and this is a legendary Chelsea player for you. He was a defender, legendary captain, defensive player. He would
Okay.
never get anywhere near his striker, which is Didier Drogba. I think you probably heard of Drogba before.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that name before.
He's a legendary striker,
Yeah.
and he's not going to compete with Didier Drogba on a 3v3. But does that make John Terry less important? Hell no. Like you mentioned, lock somebody help. They're
Yeah.
scoring goals. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You
Yeah,
still
and
need good defenders.
right, and I don't think I don't like I'm not trying to when I say it, I don't mean like I'm diminishing what each person brings, cuz that's why you have 11 on 11,
Well, you mentioned the
but you
hiding.
have to have yeah, but like on an 11-11, like you still even as a striker, you still got to play some defense. But
Yeah.
if you're not playing good defense, they got to get to the midfield and then they got to get through your defenders. So
Mhm.
there's 2 levels there. So even
Mhm.
if you're not great at it, you can still pass and get by. Like when you're playing 2 versus 2, like there's no fucking hiding. You have to be skilled in all facets and just excel
Right.
in one. And so you
Right.
can't hide anything.
No, I agree. It's harder. Right. I think that your point making is you can't. It's much harder. It's much more you and him versus him and him. It changes the whole dynamic. I was just saying, hiding is a strong word to use for that because they're not necessarily hiding. They're playing their
Well,
role.
I used it.
And again, if you're looking for the best
Motherfuckers
striker,
out there playing hide and seek, nigga.
it's like
Nigga.
it doesn't add up. Doesn't add
Playing
up.
hide and seek. Playing goddamn peekaboo. Playing a little
Yeah.
game of what if I go hide.
Yeah.
Hiding.
Yeah, no, I always look at it like Jordan, where Jordan's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm the best. I get it, but I needed Pippen, I needed Dennis Rodman, I needed Steve Kerr. And they in a one-on-one, Michael Jordan's ripping all of them. That doesn't mean all of them suck. That just means he's better at that skill set.